season. Ardentoas, of course, interesting stat about him. Both years, 2022 and 23, when he made World Finals, he won the 5th golden ticket in an event that did not include Mohamed Light.
Yeah, and obviously that is an interesting caveat because, you know, even if Mo was there and he did win, then Arden would have been in 2nd place, I guess. But the fact that he has picked up his own golden tickets without Momo in the way is a very fascinating piece of good fortune, honestly.
And, you know, you talk about bets I don't think I would have made. Evo Bats. Of all the evolutions, that's the one I anticipated seeing almost never, and here we are seeing it in Arden's first game.
And Arden just leaking a ton of elixir, both of the competitors. You can see 6.5 and 8.5 just trying to decide how they want to deal with this opening bout. Arden comes out on top by just a little bit, needs a response here from Sosaa.
And trying to get a read on Sosaa is so hard overall. He's definitely someone who keeps his emotions close to his chest, and he's been pretty solid throughout this week, but of course things change the first time you take a step on that stage.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you always wonder. I mean, like you said, he has been incredibly confident this entire week, but you have to imagine the nerves are coming in. A lot of weak elixir here. I know I keep talking about it, but 10.5 or 10.1 to 8.1 here is both these guys are doing a really good job of making sure they're making the best decision in the moment. And now Arden has a ton of elixir on the board, and Sosaa does not have a lot to deal with it. Goblin Giant on the tower.
And Arden can go ahead and throw the ability right there. Yeah, Guardian comes in. This is a lot for Sosaa to deal with, and this might be the big shift Ardentoas needed. Tower going by.
And look at that. Arden, you can hear the crowd pop. I don't know if it's fans, I don't know if it's family, but everyone is feeling that Arden vibe. An early tower take here, and more than enough in the tank to reset and defend for 58 seconds. If Arden wakes up, I imagine the other competitors are going to start paying a little bit closer attention as this tournament moves on.
Arden playing like home Arden is scary for everybody at this tournament. And you look kind of at Sosaa, I think he froze a little bit here. He didn't know exactly what he wanted to do and suddenly found himself behind by a mile in elixir, and Arden, of course, pushing the advantage. This is huge.
And you can see the pile up here at the bridge, and I like that high little Prince. Going to use that ability early on to push everything away, and now the Fish Boy going to try and pull the E-Giant here, but a pretty nice NATO by Sosaa. Should be enough DPS, though, coming from Arden to deal with this over the next 17.
Yeah, good idea, but not enough. And look at that, the prediction for the Fisherman, it will hold for just a moment, but no matter what's going on here, and you see Sosaa finally, kind of now that the game's no longer on the line, getting in rhythm, making some good plays, but that's too little too late, and you hear the pop from the crowd supporting Arden.
Yeah, and you know what? That's exactly what he needs. We said it when he came out. Now he's got game number 1 in the books. You're talking about maybe that sets the momentum for the rest of this set. Now, we did just mention how Sosaa was maybe not feeling that nervous throughout the day, but...
Sides, Fisherman out for Arden, NATO out for Sosaa. NATO out does open up more Hog, open up more Miner, and you see Arden already showing potentially a cycle deck. Sosaa going to the Evo Archers.
And I said this earlier, and you know, Mugi didn't do it. He didn't need to. He went to RG, which is his comfort. But if you're up in game 1 and you feel like your opponent's nervous, I love the idea of turning up the heat. You know, we saw Higher there do that to Faust. I mean, part of that is matchup. Part of that is not being able to get on top of those Dark Goblins and those Firecrackers. But just pacing, making that pace difficult for your nervous opponent to keep up with.
And interesting from here, Miner on both sides, and not a big surprise here out of Ardentoas. Sosaa may be thinking he would face Miner and not be worried about NATO.
And that wall breaker just squeezes on through for Ardentoas in spite of the Goblins played by Sosaa.
And both players trying to get those archers cycled a lot here in the early moments. See if they can get the evolved archers on the board and create some real nasty pressure. Miner going close to the number 1 spot here for Arden, and Sosaa varying position very early, but he is, of course, way behind in damage.
21-12 to 26-51 here as these Evo Archers come out. They're going the same direction, so Arden goes, no problem here. I'll just poison them off the board and extend that damage lead.
Yeah, that really does feel like a bit of an oversight, though. Should have either both gone the other way or been a split.
Rich, this looks like a completely different Ardentoas than what we saw last year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's dialed in, he's way more prepared, and with the way he's been playing in live stages this year, I really had a lot of concerns about his ability to play at his best level here, but you have to imagine the work he's putting in. He's starting to feel that in this moment.
Yeah, and hoping to turn this mountain of a live stage match win into a molehill is Ardentoas, and he's getting very, very close to it now. 1741 plus a poison coming in. It's 2485, and see if Sosaa was trying to bait anything with that bomb tower, because Arden is very happy to poison and send a miner right into it and take the double value.
He's just doing a great job of capitalizing on the mistakes of Sosaa in both of these games here. And you see the wall breakers deal dealt with by that log. And Sosaa starting to get back into it as Arden cycles his mighty miner in the back.
Yeah, it feels like maybe the macro understanding of the matchup is maybe just a little bit off for Sosaa at the moment. But as you said, kind of coming back into it, maybe he's going to be able to reset it. Nice there catch with the wall breakers, and then the skellies from Arden. And again, man, I'm going to say it. It'll be the last time, I promise. But I love what I'm seeing out of him so far. He is calm, he is poised, he is predictive, he is taking poison value everywhere he can, and he's completely controlling this matchup.
Yeah, you never like being in the place where you're catching miners with bomb towers. Here we go, sudden death overtime. 677 separates Ardentoas from his first ever live stage victory. Can he hold here as the Evo Archers are going to be taken care of by the mighty miner of Ardentoas? They are still alive. He does try to predict there with the log, but they don't do anything.
And you look at how these games and sets went for Adriel and now most likely Sosaa, and I gotta say, it looked like Adriel had just a little bit more control of his destiny than Sosaa has. It feels like Arden is kind of just running over him through these first two.
Well, first time jitters, you can't replace it. And the fact that Arden's been here before certainly helps to a certain degree. And a little chip damage here, but that doesn't matter.
There it is.
Poison down, and
he's not even celebrating yet.
Come on, Arden, let's see the smile, let's go.
There you go, he finally picks up his first stage win, and what a place to do it at World Finals.
Man, that has got to feel phenomenal, and that's got to be very scary for everybody else in this bracket. If Arden can play like Arden here, that changes your entire math of this competition.